Howdy all, I'm Adam the Renaissance Nerd, and I am a gamer. Play games most of my life. Console, PC, started as Atari, NES, Genesis, all of it, been there, played that. I love it. Games are a part of who I am. And I love the challenge, even when they make me squirm. And call me old school. Challenge means playing it with some difficulty, not just tippy-toeing through on the level that's the equivalent of a kitten attacking your foot. I mean, that's to me, some people, hey, if you just want to play the story, it's fine by me. Or if you're like my buddy Grump, his hands do not allow him for complicated maneuvers anymore. He has to play games at a certain level because he just can't do it. Doesn't allow him. So he plays it on the easier mode. That's fine. But there's something going on today that bugs me, and I've seen it. I first saw it with Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm seeing it again here with Jedi Survivor. There's something to me as an old school gamer. There is something wrong when people are bitching about arachnophobia modes, and now companies are making it even easier than story mode for them. What am I talking about? As I said, it started with Hogwarts Legacy when everybody was complaining about the spiders in the game. And yes, anybody who played Hogwarts knows that developers had an obsession with spiders. They were everywhere. And newsflash, if you didn't already know, I'm an arachnophobe. I hate spiders. They give me the heebie-jeebies. Can't stand them. But you know what? I deal with it. I've literally dealt with it since I was 5 years old when I turned myself into arachnophobe. I'll tell that story again sometime if you haven't heard it. Either way, I manage. I especially can manage if it's a video game. Hell, I managed in Hogwarts Legacy.
Revelio.
Oh, I do not like this at all. 32? Holy shit! I'm just gonna one-shot my ass if I'm not careful. Yeah, totally one-shot of me. Yeah, Incendio. Can't even get close to it.
Expelliarmus.
Yes! Yes! When that big bastard dropped down for the first time, you heard it in my voice. I was not happy. I didn't like that. You know what? I beat him. And I got distinct, visceral pleasure from beating it. I beat the challenge of the game, and I beat the challenge to myself to overcome something that made me uncomfortable. But you know what? Some people, no, they don't seem to want that anymore. They want to be completely and utterly coddled. It started, as I said, with Hogwarts Legacy. When they did this, they said, we want a no spider mode. And then mods can make that's fine. But they didn't give it to you in the game. But now with Jedi Survivor, you get your arachnophobia mode for people who are too scared of the spiders in the game. They complained about it for the first game, apparently, and now Respawn, EA, they're going to give you your arachnophobia mode because you're a bunch of cowardly bitches. It's a digital spider on a screen. I'm an arachnophobe as much as anybody else. If I can handle it, so can you. Stop being a pansy. Stop being a pussy. Grow a pair. Nut up. It's just a game. But it makes me uncomfortable. You know what? Overcome it. Beat the game. It's part of the challenge of the game. When you do this and you remove this, you're removing the challenge that the game represents. You're supposed to beat these creatures. It's they intended it to be there, and to take it out, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think you're gonna sell more copies to people who want this, who want an arachnophobia mode. And that leads to the other part. What are these gaming companies doing right now? What is going on where you're bending the knee to this? You're bending the knee to a bunch of panty wastes. And you bend the knee even more when you give them a slow mode? in a game that already has many difficulty levels. As I said, there's nothing wrong if you want to play it on any difficulty level that isn't Grandmaster, to use Jedi Survivor as an example. Now, when I play a game these days, I go right for the hardest setting. I want that challenge. I want the victorious feeling of conquering the game with all it has to throw at me. And as I said, if you want to play it on story mode, or even Padawan isn't even story mode. Apparently, there is an actual story mode, and then there's Padawan in Jedi Survivor. That's fine. If that's your cup of tea, that's great. But what I don't understand is Respawn and EA creating a slow mode. What is slow mode? Well, slow mode is this. On top of these options comes something new, a slow mode. As the name entails, slow mode will allow players to slow down the game and allow themselves some new breathing room. Initially a tool for combat, the team behind Star Wars Jedi Survivor has expanded this feature to all aspects of the game. All aspects of the game. The post notes this mod allows players to slow down the action of the world in order to ease the challenge of both combat and platforming. Remember, what is platforming? In gamer terminology, we call that Marioing. Well, that means you got to jump to something. You have to time it to get there. This is, as I see it, a response to the whiny bitch game journalists who are going, everything's too hard. I don't want to have to work. I just want it handed to me. And now you're bending the knee to games journalists who aren't even gamers. And then there are a sect of gamers in here who are going to put it on story mode and then use slow mode because they can't make a jump. I want to slow the platform to literally where it isn't moving so I can just step on. Again, as an old school gamer, this is insulting to me. And someone's going to say, people can play it the way they want. Yeah, you can. I'm talking about why does this exist? Why is it all being dumbed down to the lowest denominator? Story mode, isn't that good enough for the ultimate easy mode? Why must there be a slow mode for a platforming part? And in combat too? Now, I understand in combat there are usually skills in games that can slow time down, but that's a playstyle choice. That's an ability choice, how you want to build your character. But to add it universally, again, as an old school player, an old school gamer, I'm insulted. I grew up in the age of the NES where there was one difficulty mode, kick your ass. What is happening here? Call me an old man, call me an old fart, call me a hater. I don't care. I'm going to voice my opinion on this. I think this is bad for gaming. When you create a mode that is catering to whiny game journos who don't like to work, who don't like to play a game at all, and want it to be as easy as possible so they can just get it done, this doesn't help. And I know, again, make the argument, you don't have to choose it if you don't want to. To me, this is a dumbing down of gaming, and it could lead, it's a slippery slope. What happens if they just start making games that are completely easy? There is no challenge. Just steamroll on through it. I don't see the point of this. Unless you are someone who's handicapped. Maybe a slow mode is good for somebody who doesn't have use of their hands, or good use of their hands, or anything like that. That I can understand as an accessibility mode. Sure, fine. They have a right to play the game too and enjoy it. But I feel like something like slow mode is going to be abused by people who do not need it. The same type of people who want, I want my arachnophobia mode. I'm afraid of something on a screen that isn't even there. It's not going to jump off. And you can't even jump onto something without a slow mode. This is a bad trend. These companies are listening to the wrong people when they're adding stuff like this. They're not listening to actual gamers who want a challenge, who want better features in a game. This is not a feature that real gamers have asked for. This is for pansies and panty wastes. Make gaming great again, please. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you're new here, I invite you to subscribe to me right here on YouTube. We're hoping to Earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about whiny Stan and SJW fifis. Hit the notification button from a video if you like what I'm preaching, and by all means, leave a comment. Do you think I'm out of line here? Do you think I'm too old? I love to hear from real, actual gamers like you, passionate fans who I care about. I do not care about whiny Stan, SJW, or fake gamer fifis, because 201, they're all cowards behind keyboards, and they're so easily triggered they need an arachnophobia mode. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to reach out to me, please email me at theranernerd@gmail.com for all channel business purposes. I am on Twitter now, mostly for promotion and sharing of videos, maybe a little shit stirring here and there, who knows, @theranernerd. You can also find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can see me on Rumble and Odyssey under the Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.